Der er officielt 147.000 romaer, som altså blev talt ved folketællingen her i 2011. Men uofficielt anslået mener han, at der er mellem 600
i 800.
Okay, mellem 600 og 800.000 mennesker. Så romaerne er det største mindretal i Serbien. Mens officielt så er det faktisk ungarerne, som er 300.000, og bosniakerne er det også næsten 300.000. Og det, der er karakteristisk for romaerne i forhold til de andre mindretal, det er, at romaerne lever på i hele Serbiens territorium, altså over hele landet, imens ungarer for eksempel jo bor i nærheden af Ungarn, og rumænere i nærheden af Rumænien, og bosniakere nede sydvestpå, og så videre. Men romaerne findes altså helt fra Subotica, som er på grænsen til Ungarn, til Beograd, som er nede ved grænsen til Makedonien, hvor der bor et flet af halvdelen albanere.
Basically there is a huge difference between Romanian people who live in their own households, who are earning their money and who are educating their children, and Romanian people who are living on the streets and who have plenty of issues with the water for showering and for drinking as well, and with the food as well. So their children don't go to school in most of the cases. They don't have any kind of jobs, not full-time jobs or half-time jobs. The only thing that they really do is actually they send their children to go and beg for the money on the streets. So it is basically a huge issue because a lot of those children are really abused. They're either drugged or physically abused, which is a huge problem. There's a lot of 6 to 9 months old children that are being drugged and held by their mothers, and you will never ever see them cry. So it's kind of uncommon thing for a child of that age. That is why it is representing a huge issue in Serbia.
It's really very hard question because of their traditional way of living, and they have some kind of specific rules in their own community. And because of that, it's really very hard to say it in a proper way, because we have different levels of the involving of Roma people to our society. We have those who are active and prepared for I don't know, have opportunity actually to go to the elementary school, to high school, or to study. But also on the other hand, we have those who are still living in very poor condition on a very traditional manner. And it's really very hard to change at the moment, and I really don't see when it will be on a level that it's satisfied, but especially because they have specific rules in their own community. They are not open for any kind of improvements on direct way. It's very you need to build trust between somebody who is from Roma population and those who want to help, because they are a little bit close community for those kind of efforts. But I think that some kind of systematic way of work can make slight changes, and I think that we will have some points that we can actually improve that, but it will be really very hard, and the results are really not visible in that manner.
Slušajte mi dobro. To što vidite ispod mostova, to nehigijensko naselje ili naselje koje je bilo tamo negde Belleville. To su Romi koji su došli iz unutrašnjosti. Znači, došli su iz unutrašnjosti, da ovde skupljaju sekundarne sirovine, da se bave pranjem vetrobranskih stakla na auto, da se bave prosjačenjem i svakojakih poslova. To je samo 0,1% pripadnika romske zajednice. To nije reprezentativ Roma. Ne možete da kažete da su to, jesu Romi, ali ne možete da kažete da svi Romi tako žive. Znači, ta slika o tim Romima, 100 porodica, nije slika o Romima. Kazat ću vam sad zašto je to.
Jeg ved ikke, om der er nogen udvikling, hvis jeg skal være helt ærlig. Altså, jeg tror, at det er ikke noget, der har ændret sig meget siden kommunismens fald, hvor at man kan sige, at mange herunder romaer var i statsbeskyttede jobs simpelthen. Og da folk mistede de her jobs herunder under romaerne, jeg ved ikke, om der er sket så forfærdeligt meget siden da. Der er fokus på det. Der er fokus på det fra EU's side, så jeg håber, der vil være en udvikling, fordi minoritetsrettigheder og minoritetsbeskyttelse er jo en del af de målestokke, som vi stiller op for Serbien. Og jeg håber, at det kan skubbe tingene i den rigtige retning. Desangående, altså antidiskrimination og så videre, fordi diskrimination er en udfordring.
Yes, because Romanian people are part of everyday lifestyles. Basically, they're everywhere around us. It is very common to see Romanian people living on the street, which isn't normal, but it's common. And the thing is that there is a lot of Romanian people. If you walk by the center of the city, you will see a lot of Romanian people and children asking for some money or help or food. And the thing is, in most cases, you will have a huge empathy for them, and you will feel that you're in need to help them, that you must help them, that it's your duty to do that. But in some cases, the people that are asking you for the money and the gypsies begging for the money and their children are not really in need of that money. They're really just using their kindness, which could be a great issue. I've had some good experience with the Romanian people. Some of them were household Romanians, as we would like to call them, and they went to my school, and they're no different than any of us. But I've had some pretty bad experience with the Romanian people living on the street, who were very rude and very not sympathetic toward us as we were towards them. So one time, I went with my boyfriend to the Bohemian Quarter, Skadarlia, and we were going back home. It was like 10 p.m. or something like that. And one Romanian woman just approached us and asked us for some money. And she was holding a little baby boy who was not more than 7 or 8 months old. And he was not crying as well, which means that he was probably being drugged. And she asked us for some money, and my boyfriend gave it to her. He gave her like 4 or 5 euros, and he was left over with 10 euros. And she saw that in his wallet, and she said, no, I don't want this, I want that. And he was like, but I can't give you this, I already gave you some money, I just really can't, I really need this. And she was being very rude, very unkind. Eventually she started giving us her baby in trade for the money. And we were completely shocked. We were like, no thank you, we don't want your baby, we just want our money, thanks. But she was being very rude, and eventually she started kissing him. And that's when I went crazy. She started kissing my boyfriend, and she also held the baby, so I really couldn't do anything. I was begging for her to leave us alone. But she wouldn't, and it lasted for about 15 or 20 minutes that we just couldn't walk away from her because she was really occupying our space. And so the next moment we just eventually succeeded leaving the place. She started cursing at us. She started throwing things, calling us bad names and stuff like that. But 15 minutes later, when we just walked by the other alley, we saw her with a better looking cell phone in her hand than it was any of ours.